the road to 1,000 break and runs, rack 19, 10 ball, magic rack, 9-foot table, 4 1/8 inch pockets. For those who do not know, the goal is usually to make the 2 balls behind the 1 in the side pockets and the wing balls, which is the 2 back balls in the corner, to go 4 rails in the corner. We'll see if I accomplish any of those 4. I do remember this wasn't a good break as I'm changing a million things. I did make the 7 in the side pocket on the left, and none of the 2 balls went in the corners 4 rails. So this is what we're left with after the break. A couple other balls did fall as well, but those were just pure luck. The 1 ball here I'm going to play in the low right corner, and I'm wondering where to send my cue ball path. I want to go between the 10 and the 2 with a draw stroke, playing the cue ball off the 3, pocket the 1, play the cue ball off the 3, and come between the 10 and 2. I drew back. I did miss my path. I went on the other side of the 10, but I was fortunate enough to come down and get a shot on the 2 with a friendly kiss off the 9. Sometimes we can only do the best we can. In this situation, I gave it my best effort, and it did work out. Not exactly how I'd planned, but it did work out. You'll notice the 3 ball does not pass the 6 here in this corner pocket. The 3 will not go into the side pocket on this table. They are very, very tight. It might if you got absolutely perfect on the 3. I do not like that option. You see me point at the table. That's where I want to leave my cue ball. That way, I can play a cross-side bank on the 3. I shoot the 2 with high right spin, go 1 rail, 2 rails, and come back down. You'll notice I didn't get exactly where I pointed, but I'm very close to being on the same line that I pointed to. Bank pool is something I very much enjoy. It's not my best game probably, but it's my favorite game. So this shot here is pretty standard, so to speak. Thankfully, I made it. Obviously, it's missable, but it's one of those that we feel like we're highly favored to make. Shooting the 6 ball here in the bottom left-hand corner pocket. I hit that with a little bit of high right spin, somewhere around 12:30, 1 o'clock on the cue ball, and come 1 rail toward the 8. You'll notice I was fairly straight on the 8. I just decided to roll forward, play the 9 in the upper right-hand corner pocket. Definitely wanted to leave myself an angle, and I did so. A little bit flat, meaning straight in, but I do have an angle. I go 1 rail, 2 rails out. That was with a high right spin, somewhere around 2 o'clock on the cue ball, with a perfect speed to play the 10 in the top left-hand corner pocket and conclude this rack on the road to 1,000 break and runs. Rack number 20 on the road to 1,000 break and runs, same format, 10 ball. Trying to make the 2 balls behind the 1 in the side pockets, make the corner balls, which is the 2 and 3, possibly going 4 rails to go in the corners. Then there is some cross-side action as well. We'll see what happens. I did make both balls in the side pockets. The corner balls did go 4 rails but did not fall. This was a fairly big break, a little bit too much pop. You'll notice the 1 fairly decided to stay in the middle of the table. It never really had a chance to roll back down toward me because I had a little bit too much pop on the break. Thankfully, the cue ball was pretty good though, and I do have a shot in the 1 in the top right-hand corner. Hitting this with a little bit of draw, basically 6 o'clock on the cue ball. Not a very big stroke, just to come back enough to where I can see the 2 ball to play it in the top left-hand corner pocket. I do have a little bit of an outside angle, meaning when I make the 2 ball, the cue ball will go toward the long rail. So I want to hit it with enough speed to hit the long rail and come back out. That way I can cue the cue ball nicely. Just as so, make it in the top left-hand corner, come off the rail. I can cue the cue ball very well, and the 3 is right there to go into the side pocket on the right-hand side of the table. The 4 is in the top left-hand portion of the table. I draw back just a little bit, 6 o'clock on the cue ball. Now I can play the 4 ball in the top left-hand corner pocket of the table. If you're wondering how I get to the 5 ball, this is actually very natural. A little bit of a stun right-hand spin, a little bit of running English, meaning right-hand spin, which is around 3 o'clock on the cue ball, going 1 rail, 2 rail, 3 rails, and now I have a shot in the 5. I did hit a little bit hard. I didn't want the cue ball to end this close to the end rail. That's completely fine. You'll notice I have a distraction there. I have a 90-pound German Shepherd I'm stepping over. She's definitely my best friend, but she puts up with me doing this, so I'll let her lay around wherever she wants. I shoot the 5 in the bottom right-hand corner with a little top left spin, about 11 o'clock on the cue ball. Get a great angle on the 8, basically straight in. Shooting the 8, I want to draw back just a little bit for the 9 ball on the side to leave myself a natural angle to go toward the 10 ball. And again, I come up a little bit short in the 9. I would rather went a little long instead of a little bit short. Now when I pocket the 9, the cue ball is going to go toward the camera. In one of my earlier racks on this episode or this series of runs. I talk about this happens way too often, and it does. I had to power my way around the table. I go 1 rail, 2 rail, 3 rails for position to play the 10 in the top right-hand corner pocket. My speed was great, and this concludes this rack on the road to 1,000 break-and runs. That's 20 racks so far, and if you guys have stuck around, I genuinely appreciate you. And again, Nyla decides to steal the show and lay next to the table. Figured I'd throw a quick photo of her in there, and then of course following up with my sponsors.